How far in advance should you be marketing your book? You're going to want to save this one. This can be kind of a gray area for many authors, so I get questions like this a lot. So to help you better understand this and to kind of give you a frame of reference, I'm going to show you the 3 phases of book marketing. So the 3 phases are the attraction phase, the promotional phase, and the follow-up phase. So the attraction phase begins really when you start writing your book up until about 3 to 4 months before the book releases. So we need to remember that marketing and sales are 2 completely different things. Marketing is all about making connections, building awareness, and building that community, really letting people know that you and your book exist. And then you can get more promotional and more salesy around the release date. So within the attraction phase, this is really where we're building our audience, where we're building that community. And you can really share the essence of your book. You can talk about similar interests that you might have with your ideal readers. You can share fun things, or you can really teach them how to do something and to really build trust. So this phase is really about connecting with readers as a fellow reader or a fellow book lover. You're not necessarily pushing a sale on them. You're letting them know that maybe you have a book available or maybe sharing your writing journey, but you're not pushing that sale. You're really focusing on building that community. And then we have the promotional phase. The promotional phase begins about 3 to 4 months before the release date until about a week or 2 after the release date. And this is when we can really start to prime our readers or our connections to selling. This is when we can promote a pre-order, or we can drive people to their sales page. And it's really about building excitement and building social proof. So when you take the time to build connections during the attraction phase, it's going to make it much easier to promote and to actually get sales, because remember, it's a lot easier to sell to people who are already paying attention. And then the 3rd phase is the follow-up phase. This really begins about 1 or 2 weeks after the release date and into infinity. The follow-up phase is really a combination of the previous 2 phases, because you're going to want to continue to build and grow your audience, and you can also sell. And so it's really a combination of the 2. And so you want to continue to drive sales and to continue to grow your audience. This is a phase that many authors overlook, and it is so important because we need to continue to talk about our book and to continue to grow sales. Don't just move on to the next book, or don't look at your release date as being kind of like where your book lives and dies all in the same day. Remember, the bulk of your sales will come after the release date, so you want to continue to talk about your books and continue to drive awareness and drive them to your sales page. So while you're writing your book, don't think of it so much as marketing. Think about it as building a community. You're making these connections, and it just kind of takes that edge off. And so focusing on that will really help. If you need more guidance, I got you covered. Download my free book marketing blueprint. The link is in my profile. And as always, follow along for more simplified book marketing and social media tips specifically for authors and writers.